Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Good morning again. This is Shayban Harith, and this is English 3 for the third semester medical college. Today we are going to talk about a very important topic, which is how to communicate successfully with patients. Last lecture, we talked about, last lecture was about communicating with staff. And again, the topic of communication is one of the most essential parts as a successful physician. If you want to be a successful physician, inshallah, in your career, you have to have a very good, we say, communicative skills with not only with the staff, but also with patients. Today, we are going to deal with these questions. And before we start, before we read the passage, I want to ask you a question in this way. From your knowledge, what do you think are some of possible causes of miscommunication with patients? Miscommunication means either you don't understand what does the patient or the sick person say, or the sick person doesn't understand anything you are talking about. So it's a multi issue. So either you don't understand what does the sick person or patient say or try to say, or the patient doesn't follow you. The question is, what makes this, or what are some of the causes of this issue? Of course, one of the major issues is the lack of training. So training means you have not only should you study, for example, histology or biology or chemistry or whatever, but also you have to do some social aspects of having a very strong relationship with patients. And this issue includes personal skills, I mean by personal, how to deal with them using, for example, some social issues in the society. Of course, you are Muslims, and sometimes even if you work in a non-Muslim country, so you have to deal with the culture. So you have to know about the culture of the people, if they are wearing hijab for women or not. So in this way, you have to deal with the cultural issues. This is number one. Number two, also, it is about showing your, we say, empathy. It means you have to deal with patients, especially the elderly. So if you can see here in the screen here, so we have the old lady or the old person with that we say healthcare person. So empathy means when a sick person comes to you, they are sick, they are weak. Okay, maybe one day they were very powerful. Maybe they have power, maybe they are important persons in the society, but unfortunately they get sick, and everyone can get sick. So you have to show some empathy. And there is another issue called rapport. Rapport, if you look here on the screen, this is the word. If I say here rapport, this one here. Rapport means to understand. So that means when you have a good understanding to a person or with a person, that means the relationship is getting better. By the way, why I'm saying this, because it's part of English language or English language teaching is to have communication, and any language, Arabic, Spanish, Chinese, any language you are speaking needs communication or means communication. So without communication, unfortunately, you cannot even succeed in your job. We have some wonderful physicians, some wonderful or excellent, we say, experts in the medical field, and you know them better than me. But unfortunately, they have, we say, weak communicative skills or communication skills, not with only with their patients, but even with the students. So that is one of the major issues. Today, I'm going to talk to discuss the topic with you in here. And after we discuss it, we have some grammar, some issues. Then I'll show you, inshallah, how we are going to deal with the exam. After 2 classes from today is class number 3. In the 5th class, class number 5, inshallah, I'm going to make here online a revision about how the exam is going to be. Of course, we have one exam, one final exam. So this is a stage 1. I'm going to show you step by step how to deal with the exam and how to develop, inshallah, your language skills. Okay, but after I finish 4 classes or in the 5th class, inshallah. Okay. Now we have like an email or a letter like this. So this is called announcement. Announcement, it means you find it in hospitals, big hospitals. If you work, inshallah, one day for a famous hospital, a big hospital, you will have these announcements to all staff subject communicating with patients. I'm going to read now. Clear communication is vital to providing the best care possible. However, recently, we haven't been getting all the information we need. So in this issue, the introduction gives the main idea. The main idea here, we said recently, the hospital is not getting all the information needed for the hospital. If you believe you are not getting adequate information from a patient, remember some of the possible causes of miscommunication. Adequate means enough. So if you feel, if you believe you are not getting enough information, appropriate information from the patient, remember some of the possible causes of miscommunication. Number 1 is poor health literacy. Literacy means knowledge, or we say information. So uninformed patients may not understand important terms. So they don't, no one informs them, no one calls them. Now, for example, in Europe, hospitals and clinics, they contact the patient to give him information, to remind him about maybe the annual check, the therapy he or she is taking, the medication, maybe if there is a change in medication, if there is a need for another appointment. So the clinics, they contact the patient. Here, you have to understand this is one of the most important issues to have, we say, communication, or we say a continuing communication with the patient. This is number 1, adequate information. Yes, poor health literacy. So uninformed patients may not understand important terms. Negative preconceptions. Negative preconceptions. We are living in the Arab world. We are from Arab countries, okay? So always, people say things. People think about things. They are not physicians. They are not doctors. They are not working in the medical field, but they listen to other people. They watch TV. They log into the internet. So they have some information about the topic. And don't be surprised sometimes when you have a patient and the patient talks more than you and he or she gives you some information, misinformed communication, that information, that means wrong information, but this is the way they have it. So this is called preconceptions. Preconceptions means they even tell you about the disease. So if they know about the disease, what are they doing with you? So you have to be patient. You have to understand that these people, they have preconceptions. That means maybe from the internet, maybe from friends, maybe they hear someone talking about the topic in this way. Patients may not trust medical professionals. They may experience anxiety when forced to interact with them. Sometimes, not sometimes, we have a concept, and I'm talking a very important point, not as a doctor or a trainer or whatever. Guys, we are in an atmosphere in the Arab world where patients don't trust the Arabic doctor. They don't trust the doctors of our countries. When they hear the doctor is from Japan, the doctor is from Germany, the doctor is from Pakistan, so they trust them. Why? Because we say preconceptions, and this is 100% wrong. So you have to make the patient trust you, to know that you studied for 7, 8 years in the medical college just to be ready to work in this field. So you didn't just like that and you became a physician or a doctor. So this issue is very, very important in the psychology of a patient. And when the patients feel they are forced to deal with a doctor, they have anxiety. Anxiety means uneasy feeling. Yes. Then the last point today here, or the last point, and this is a very, very important issue, is called the cultural issues. Culture is one of the most important elements, and inshallah, if you are going to study the master's, magister and PhD, or in your subject specialist, هتتخصصون inshallah, one of the classes or one of the, we say, courses is going to be about cultural differences, how to deal with culture, how to deal with some people, they think dealing with a doctor is haram, or seeing even having an injection is against the law of Allah. So this is the way they think. So culture differences, different cultures may have different approaches to dealing with illness and healthcare. And this is, of course, very famous. You can check this by the internet. If some countries in Africa, for example, or even some countries in Asia, they have these, we say, misconceptions or preconceptions about physicians and doctors. Today, we are going to talk about the solutions, how to develop, we say, communication skills. Number one is to establish a good rapport. Rapport means understanding. You have to listen to the patient. You have to make yourself, show your face, you are interested. To be honest with you, some physicians, I'm from Iraq, and some Iraqi doctors, yes, they are very famous, yes, they are very good, but they don't have a good rapport with the patient. The patient for them is a subject. So they don't show any feelings dealing with that patient, as if the patient is a dead body, a senseless body, doesn't have feelings or emotions. So they deal, we say, mechanically. They deal without any feelings, which is not really good. Patients heal better in a therapeutic environment. It's psychology. And I think in medicine, you have something called placebo, the placebo effect. If you understand the word, it's placebo. It's that effect. As a physician, sometimes you decide to give an injection, for example, an injection to the patient. And in the injection is nothing. It's just maybe distilled water or a vitamin. You give him vitamins, and then the patient feels good, healthy, and thanks you because you saved him. And this placebo means It's the psychological effect of good treatment. So the patient feels maybe he's going to die, and his sickness is very dangerous, and it is not dangerous, but you help him with this positive effect called placebo. You can check that with your references, or you can check this with your, we say, doctors, a placebo effect. Okay. Then number 2, show empathy, understanding at all times. A sick person is a weak person. A sick person is a desperate person. So it's not just dealing, for example, alhamdulillah, I'm dealing with you. You are all healthy, inshallah, and in good, we say fit. So no problem with you. But how about if someone is weak, desperate, and very sad, maybe had depression, maybe because of the sickness or disease? So how to deal with this person? Be aware of how verbal and non-verbal cues are affecting the we say interaction. Verbal means body language. So how you have to use some don't use your hands in a way that scares the patient, or we say stiff upper lip. Of course, this is an idiom. Stiff, they call stiff upper lip. You don't show any emotions. Even if you are sad, even if you are happy, you show nothing. This is called a stiff upper lip, which is a British and English, we say, idiom. They use it, but unfortunately, it's not really working well. Then avoid using jargon as much as possible. And please, I want to focus on this thing. Jargon means the language of the place. We have something called jargon. What is jargon? Jargon is the language of medical, we say, terms. So if you talk about, for example, cardio diseases, the heart diseases, so there are certain expressions to talk about the heart. Don't use these words quite often because the patients don't understand your language. The technical, I mean technical. So you have to make your language simple for them. This is important with the patient. But if you talk with another doctor, another physician, you have to use what's called jargon. Doctor with doctor, you should use the language of jargon. Why? To keep the patient on the safe side, because sometimes you are talking about something dangerous, so you don't want to make the patient afraid. You don't want to make the patient scared to death. So what do? You just speak using the technical language, but with another physician, another doctor, not with the patient. The patient, you can use simple language, or you can deal with we say, his family. If he has parents, or if he has family, like daughters, sons, husbands, spouses, I mean, so you can deal with them. Okay. Ask open-ended questions to signal to patients that you care about their input. Open-ended questions, even you can ask about the things they like, the things in their routine, things they don't like. So open-ended, that means they can talk. It's not just what's your name, how old are you? Okay, so if you say, what's your name? Muhammad Ali, that's it, this is the end. How old are you? I'm 65 years old. Okay, now let's talk about, for example, why or for how long have you been feeling this? So open, we say ended. So they talk about the things they feel they are suffering from. So give them time. And by the way, this is one of the issues. You have to do it, especially if you work for big hospitals, famous hospitals. you have to have this good communication with the patients. Otherwise, we say it's not always in your favor to be a bad communicator. Then the last point in here, it says, remember, the last point, remember, everyone shares our responsibility of effective communication with patients. The more information we can give and receive, the better care we can provide. So again, the more, the better, and of course, the more information you can share, the better you can be, or you can get. Anyway, so this passage here, some issues we dealt with, for example, present continuous. We talked about, I'm going to talk about the grammar in a minute, just to deal with the grammar with you here, to deal with the grammar. But before we deal with the grammar, I want to do some, some questions about the topic here. So we answer the questions, then after we deal with the questions, we deal with the grammar, and then we finish the class, inshallah. Okay. Yes. Now, any questions? If you won't have any question, you can use the chat. There is a chat, so you can write and I can read the questions. So do you have any questions? You can use the chat. If yes. Okay, so you can type. Of course, I want you to use not Arabic, but I want you to use English language. Yes. So no questions. Now, look at now reading the memo on communicating with patients, then choose the correct answers. Now I'm going to read the passage again, then we start answering these questions. Okay, so now, topic, all staff subject communicating with patients. Clear communication is vital to providing the best care possible. However, recently, we haven't been getting all the information we need. If you believe you are not getting adequate information from a patient, remember some of the possible causes of miscommunication. Number one, poor health literacy. Uninformed patients may not understand important terms. Two, negative preconceptions, we say. Patients may not trust medical professionals. They may experience anxiety. We said anxiety means feeling very tired when forced to interact with them. Number three, cultural differences. Different cultures may have different approaches to dealing with illness and health care. If you recognize any of these issues, a few simple steps can be all that is required to improve communication. Establish a good rapport with the patient. Patients heal better in a therapeutic environment. Show empathy and understanding at all times. Be aware of how your verbal and non-verbal cues are affecting the interaction. Sorry, I said cues, it's cues. Avoid using jargon. Jargon, we said the language of medical terms. Don't speak Arabic and English at the same time. That confuses the patient, okay? Because the jargon is not their business. It's not their way, or it's not their duty actually, or liability to understand your language. Don't ever use medical technical terms with patients. Avoid using jargon as much as possible. This may confuse or intimidate the patient. Intimidate means makes him angry, or the patient thinks you are talking in a way because you are higher than him. You are better than him or her. So that means you are a little bit arrogant. يعني يتهم الطبيب بالغطرسة يعني إنه متغطرس متعالي. No, this is not the issue here. Ask open-ended questions to signal to patients that you care about their input. So open-ended, that means to be social, to be sociable, sorry, and to be as friendly as possible. Of course, this is not a chit chat, but try to give the impression that you are caring, you do care about the patient. Remember, everyone shares the responsibility of effective communication with patients. The more information we can give and receive, the better care we can provide. And the most important is the care you are providing to the patient. Now we are going to answer the questions here in the reading number, we say here, read. What is the main idea of the article? What is the main, idea of the article? Medical professionals must learn to trust patients. Medical professionals must learn to trust patients. Number A, there are easy ways to improve communication with patients. B, C, verbal and non-verbal communication are equally important. Verbal, I said the body language. Poor communication with patients can lead to life-threatening risks. Okay, so what are the, or which point do you think gives the right answer about the passage, the main idea? Medical professionals must learn to trust patients. There are easy ways to improve communication with patients. Verbal and non-verbal communication are equally important, or poor communication with patients can lead to life-threatening risks. So which one you think is the correct answer? You can write it in the chat. Yes, I have some answers in here. B, good. Yes, you are correct. B. Thank you, Nada. Thank you, Taha. Okay, number 2. Which of the following is not a cause of miscommunication? One of the answers in here is not a cause of miscommunication. Asking too many open-ended questions, low levels of health education, diverse cultural beliefs. Diverse means opposite. Diverse means 100% opposite. Okay, that means completely different. Mistrust of medical personnel. So the answer is, okay. So thank you. Yes, so the same people. Sukaina, Taqwa, thank you. And of course, yes, Nada. Again, the Nada Taha. Good. Yes, good job. So it is A. Very good. Asking too many open-ended questions. So if you ask open-ended questions, you have a good communication with the patient. And again, that doesn't affect the communication negatively. Now we have a very important, we say, very important subject in here, which is vocabulary. And number 3, sorry, we haven't finished yet. What is an appropriate way to improve communication with patients? What is the suitable way? What is the best way to improve communication with patients? A, use a lot of technical words, the jargon, to use the technical terminologies, the medical language, jargon. Avoid becoming too friendly. You have to be stiff. You have to be very serious. Limit non-verbal communication and show proper empathy 2 patients. Good, as usual. Yes. Yes, so yes, good, good. Yes, thank you, Taha, Sukaina, Saja. Good. So the answer is D. Yes, show proper empathy. Okay. Okay. Who is E.123? Someone, his name is E.123. Is there a student in the group? His name is English 3. If you are English 3, okay. And I said no weird names. Why don't you use your name? My name is Shayban, and we have Nada, we have Aya, we have Isra, we have Muhammad, we have, okay, so Ali, we have Ala or Ala. Okay, so why don't you share your real name? I want you now to use your real name. Unfortunately, I don't accept this. Why are you hiding? This is a classroom anyway. Okay, so you have to give your real name. Now, for vocabulary, match the words 1 to 6. So I'm going to do this with you. So number 1, of course, we have verbal, therapeutic, open-ended question, rapport, anxiety, and non-verbal. Then we have these definitions, A, B, C, D, E, F. So we have 6 questions. So number 1 for verbal, what do you suggest? Write it on the chat if you know the answer. Verbal means yes. Okay, good. So this is E. Thank you, Sukaina. Hamad, thank you. Zahra, thank you. Good. Number therapeutic, number 2 is, what do you think? Some of you are really fast. You are really fast. Yes. Sukaina, Shema. Okay, so Taha, good. So this is F. Thank you. Number 3, open-ended questions or open-ended question 3, number Taha, good. Excellent, Taha. Zahra, Shayma, good. E123 again. Okay. You're active, E123. Okay, so this is C. Yes, good. As if I'm talking to an alien from outer space. It's the name of a rocket or a missile or a spaceship, E123. Anyway, okay, if you like it, I don't know why, but anyway, this is your way of thinking. Number 4, rapport is, yes, it is A. And anxiety, yes. Taha, good, yes. Zahra, Sukaina, Muhammad, excellent. Shayma, 123, okay, it is B. And non-verbal, the last one. Rayan, thank you. And finally, of course, this is D. You can see this is not difficult. And inshallah, in the exam, maybe you have something like this. So I give the definition, maybe definition. We say, for example, number D, communication without the use of spoken language. So we say, the answer is non-verbal. So maybe I say verbal, therapeutic, open-ended question, non-verbal. So you choose this issue here. This is just, yes. Yes, Mr. Taha, go ahead. Ask your question, Taha. Okay. Okay. So okay. Now we move to the next page. After I finish the class, inshallah, I will have an open discussion with you after I finish the class. So if you want to chit chat in English, to practice your English with me, it's okay after we finish this session, inshallah. Okay, now we have the question here, and this is, I think, the one of the questions. Yes, read the sentence pair. Choose where the words best fit the blanks, jargon and empathy. So number one, question number 4. Question number 4. Have we finished this one here? Okay, so, okay. Using too much can confuse patients. Using too much. So jargon, yes. So jargon. Using too much jargon can confuse patients. 2, show empathy to your patients without sounding fake. Look, what does it mean? Show you do feel, you do we say empathize with the patient without faking it. What does it mean without faking it? Because we have something called fake smile, fakes, not a real smile. So this is, yes, so people feel, people can, yes. Number 2, yes, you must speak clearly to avoid a with a patient. Yes, miscommunication. Miscommunication. And number 2, the health literacy level of many patients is too low. The health literacy. Then cultural differences and preconceptions. You must be aware of that can lead to misunderstanding. Yes, cultural differences. And finally, never let preconceptions show how you treat a patient. Preconceptions, good, yes. Good, so this is what we have here, and I just want to show now, I'm going to deal with the grammar rule, just a little rule about grammar, just to show you the things that we need for grammar. Then we can have this open discussion with you about the class or the English class with this. I like it, by the way. By the way, this class is going to be recorded, and I'm going to put it on YouTube. And this is a real interaction. It's better than recording the class alone, because if I record the class alone without interaction, but now we have this real interaction, so we can even develop your skills in the language. Now we have, just to let me clear this in here. Okay. Now we have some questions. You are a doctor. Talk to about an issue, which is, we say, a communication problem with a patient. What do you think from your society, some of the problems, some of the communication problems in your society? You are working here in Tripoli, you are working in Sabha, you are working in Zawiya, for example. So east, west, south, north, we have different cultures. Okay, so what a communication problem you think there are with your patients or with the future patients, inshallah, يعني مرضاكم المستقبليين in the future? What kind of communication problems? Yes, anyone can just he or she give his idea. Yes, anyone? So we have age gap. What do you mean by age gap, Taha? Okay, so let's check this here. Where's Taha? You can talk, Taha. I think you can talk. So Taha, so you can talk if you want to talk. It leads, yes.
Yeah, dealing with patients as a graduate, as a just graduated physician, patients looking from their side with preconception, looking as you are young age and stuff. This happens often in Libya, especially with graduate doctors. Patients be like, no, you look too young, don't come and talk to me, don't come do your history check and stuff.
Good. And what do you suggest to solve this problem, Taha?
Well, I don't know, because it's like a major thing, in especially in public hospitals nowadays.
Okay, so do you think it's possible to have some plastic surgery? You change your face maybe to get older or to be older?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, so this is well, yeah, but I think this because people they can trust you through action, and it happens, by the way. Very valid point. And by the way, your pronunciation is really good, Taha. And yes, and your sentences are error-free. So you have a very good language, Taha. Very good.
Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. Good. Yes, anyone? And by the way, I'm not examining you, but I'm just saying the good things about your what you have said. Really good. Yes. Anyone else? What other we say problems you might face or see because of the communication problems? Yes, I want, if you want, you can talk. This is like a classroom. So this is your classroom, and you can talk and participate, and that improves the classroom. Okay, yes? You can talk and make mistakes, no problem, because my job is to help you anyway. It's okay if you make mistakes, guys. Yes, anyone else? Are you afraid of talking? This is a misconception, by the way. This is a misconception from you, that you assume that you might make a mistake and this is bad. No. So I'm using this, okay, age gap. Okay, so that's the same thing. The name of disease in Libyan language. Okay, so anyone can talk about this. I'm giving you the chance to talk. Come on. Okay, how about Mr. or Miss E.123? Are you able to talk? Can you talk or not? Some patients come with old way of thinking. So sometimes they don't convince with the new ways of treating. Again, good. Thank you, Nada. Good. So they have, we say these pre-consumptions, pre-consumptions. So before they come, they have it in here. So sometimes they say, give me this medicine, don't give me that medicine. I want this injection, I don't want that injection. So they even ask you to give the treatment. Yes. And you should do what? What's the technique here? Yes, you can be friendly, you can be firm, but not aggressive. Firm, but not aggressive. Aggressiveness, معنى, yes, not العدائية. Don't be aggressive, but you can be firm and you say sorry, but this is not the yes. Okay. Anyway, thank you. The only speaker today was Taha. I don't know, maybe you are afraid of talking, but it's okay if you talk. It is okay again if you make some mistakes. But some people here, okay, anyway. So now I'm going to move to the grammar point here. I'm going to explain the grammar to all of you. The grammar we are going to talk about today is if conditional. What are the usages of if, how to use if conditional, and I'm going to make it very, very easy. Okay, so the first type of if conditional, we have two types of if conditional. Okay, just let me choose the right color. So if conditional or if clause, sometimes they call it if conditional of if clause, or conditional. There are two types of if conditional. We have what is called possible to happen and impossible to happen. There are four types of if clauses. Four types. أربع أنواع لإف. Four types. Two of them are possible and two of them are impossible. But I don't want to talk about the four and make it very complicated. We say possible, impossible. The possible if conditionals, they happen when we use present simple. So we say present present. So if I say, if you talk, yes, make yourself clear. If you talk, this is a present simple, make yourself clear. If you talk with the patient, if you talk with a sick person, make yourself clear. Okay, if, let's say another sentence, if the patient trusts you. And this is a present simple. If the patient trusts you, this will make your job easier. If the patient trusts you, so this is a present simple, this will make future your job easier. So both sentences are possible in here. It's possible to happen. ممكن أن تحدث. It's okay. So if you talk, make yourself clear. If you talk, if you talk with a patient, don't use jargon. Don't use technical terms with a patient. So this is if possible. معناه هنا إمكانية الحدوث. Impossibility on the other hand, هنغير اللون. I want to change the color. Impossibility, we use past tenses. Past. Past simple. Of course, when we use past simple, what does it mean past simple? That something happened, but we cannot change it. So that's why it's if. Yes, of course, if conditional, we can use the past simple to hypothesize the future. يعني نستطيع أن نستخدم الماضي لافتراض حالة مستحيلة في المستقبل. But I'm not going to give you this rule لأن هذا مستواها متقدم شوية. So I'm not going to make things difficult. But we talk today about possibility, present, impossibility, past. So if I say, if you came, past simple, on time, comma, we would go out. What does that mean? If you came on time, we would go out. So we had an appointment with you. I had an appointment with you, and you didn't show up. كان عندي معك موعد, but you didn't show up. So I say, if you came, we would go out. So what happened here? You didn't come on time, and we didn't go out. If you came on time, we would go out. So here, unfortunately, you didn't come and we didn't go out. So this is called impossibility. Why impossibility? Because you cannot change the the action. So if we say, let's imagine last week Liverpool played with Manchester United. Let's imagine this. So we say, and Manchester United won, Liverpool lost the game. So if I say, if Liverpool played better, they would win. But unfortunately, they didn't play well and they didn't win. So this is called impossibility. We cannot change the past. Remember, if conditional, we can use the past to talk about the future, and this is called talking about impossibility. And we can use the past to talk about the present impossibility. This is not our topic now, but this is just to give you information. Today, we talked about possibility, present, and impossibility, past. This is what we have for today. Thank you for your coming, and I'm really happy to have you in my class, inshallah. And this is just a start, guys. Inshallah, I'm going to develop my classes with you, and we are going to have maybe many nice, good topics together to develop your language. Now, before we finish this class, do you have any questions? Do you have any questions? Any questions? You can talk now. Okay, let's make it in Arabic. Okay, so this is just أحد عنده أي سؤال؟ Taha, you can talk, Taha, if you better than taking too much time in writing. Yes. If you came, yes. If you came, that means you didn't come. لو جئت لخرجنا. لو جئت في موعدك لكنا خرجنا. معناها لم يأتي في موعده ولم نخرج. if ترجمتها في اللغة العربية لو. عندنا حالة اسمها لو. اوكي. لو جاء في الموعد لكنا أنجزنا العمل. لم يأتي في الموعد ولم ينجز العمل. Okay, so that's if. موجودة في العربية, but in English we have four types of if. 0, type 0, type 1, type 2, type 3. 0 type, 1, 2, 3. فيها 4 أنواع. هي مش بالأنواع, it's how to use it. Possible, impossible. في النهاية هي الأربعة مقسومة إلى قسمين. Possibility, it means possible to happen. Impossibility, unlikely or impossible to happen or difficult to happen. Yes, أحد عنده أي سؤال? Okay, you can speak in Arabic if you like. إذا أحد يحب يتكلم حتى بالعربي ما عندنا مشكلة. Okay, أنا أشكر حضوركم وأشكر كل من كتب اسمه بشكل صريح. و this is yes. يجب أن تتذكرون أنه ليس فقط أنا أستاذ المادة هنا. أستاذ المادة طبعا سيأتي يوم وتنتهي المادة ويأتي الامتحان وتنتهي. لكن أحب أن أساعدكم في حل مشكلة الكوميونيكيشن اللي تكلمنا عليها في بعض البرامج. فإن شاء الله سأفرد حلقة خاصة في السلف اكسس ليرنينج، في التعلم الذاتي. ليس لها علاقة بالمنهج حقيقة، لكن باعتبارها أونلاين والدراسة متوقفة أوريدي، فنستطيع أن نستثمر هذا الفضاء الإلكتروني في فائدتكم. فقط في برنامج واحد أحاول أنه يكون موجود على الكلاود، نحاول أن نحطه على كلاود، يعني على جوجل كلاود، من أجل الكل يستطيع أن تنزيل هذا البرنامج، من أجل أن تشتغلون عليه ذاتيا. وهذا الشيء راح ينفعكم جدا جدا في المستقبل. ستشكروني عليه في المستقبل، مش الآن، لكن لما يجي موعده. And you can manage. Yes. Now I think when I used English, did you find any difficulty following me? Was it difficult to follow me or it was okay for you? Was it okay to follow me without thinking, without? It's okay. Okay. So if that's okay, that means your level is intermediate and more. If you understood me, that means yes. That means your level is not pre-intermediate. Your level is intermediate and more. Intermediate means you need one step to the advanced. One step, one jump. You are here, you want to be here. So we need one jump, one step upwards. And it's if we can manage this, believe me, this would be great. And inshallah, I'll help you guys to reach the advanced level. And if you reach the advanced level, nothing can stop you. And this is possibility, not impossibility. If you reach the advanced level, no one or nothing can stop you from getting your, we say, or catching your dreams. Anyway, thank you for being with me today, and I wish you all the best. Okay. Anyway, we have online now because of the pandemic, and yes. So tomorrow I have English 2. Today English 3. tomorrow I have English too, inshallah. Thank you for coming or being with me today. And we say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ma'as salama.